Hey, it's tough finding multifamily deals these days, right? But oddly enough, people are still doing them. The secret? Off-market deals, the kind that are never listed publicly and only a few ever see. But you get these covered off-market deals by building rapport with the brokers. But maybe you're struggling with that. Maybe you're not seeing any results. Maybe you're open for a way to accelerate the process of getting off-market deals from your brokers. If that describes you, then this video is going to be for you, because you don't have to be frustrated by this. You don't have to be frustrated by them not sending you any kind of deals. You're probably thinking there's nothing I can do to ever be taken seriously, and that is not the case, because I'm going to show you right now in this video an insider secret to get off-market deals, and that is by communicating with your broker via video to build rapport, provide feedback so that he gives you access to off-market deals. Here's exactly how to do it. So here's the deal. You got to stand out from all the other buyers on your broker's list. Okay, and one way to do that is by providing timely feedback when you get a deal. So a broker sends you a deal, you want to provide feedback for that deal ideally within 24 hours. I polled my brokers some while back, and they say only about 20% of people on their list actually get back to them when they send out a deal. That's a staggeringly low number, is it not? So you can be in the top 20% of that lister's radar simply by providing that with feedback. Now, one major way of feedback is obviously in making an informal offer, but it doesn't necessarily have to be an offer. It could be like, wow, we're looking for a value add deal, or we're looking for something with a pitched roof, or we're not looking for something in that area. But it could very well be something like, hey, this price is not going to work for me, and here's why, and here's what would. Now, this process used to take me 4 hours to answer that exact question, which is insane amount of money, that too, a time to basically answer that question. So luckily though, I have this technique called a 10-minute offer. You can find it, just Google 10-minute offer, and you will find a video that I created that describes exactly how to do that. But it's super easy because you can answer that question within 10 minutes. And that is pretty cool. Now, the other thing you can do is to actually communicate with your broker and do that, quote, 10-minute offer via video. Now, I use a free program called Loom, L-O-O-M, with like in Mary, Loom, and it's something you can download and embeds in your browser. You can just record whatever is on your screen, and then you can then send your broker an analysis of what you got and provide feedback. Let me show you real quick what this could look like. All right, I just want to take a few minutes to kind of review how I'm coming up with my offer prices so you understand it. So I kind of did some side-by-side stuff. You guys are asking 2.25 here, and this is kind of the marketing package that you put together where you're showing a 5% vacancy rate and essentially $182,000 in expenses, which a total NOI of 180, and you are advertising an 8 cap in the marketing package. Okay, so, but as we talked about, the actual financials are more like 10% vacancy, which also includes some bad debt. So I am underwriting this deal with that vacancy rate as well, and if I do that, the asking price, and that obviously reduces down the cap rate to 7.1%. So the other thing also, as I told you before, is I need to be able to achieve a certain return for the investors because I'll be syndicating this deal. So let me look at those assumptions here real quick. So down here, what I'm really looking for is I'm looking for an average annual return of 12%. So with the current net operating income that we have and the asking price, I'm nowhere near that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start dropping this price down a little bit to see where we need to be. Okay. Now the other thing also is our assumptions are that we're going to have a 20% down payment and at 5%, which, as you said, you already had a lender that is willing to lend at those terms. So I'm using those assumptions. Again, if those change once we get into due diligence, obviously that changes the deal, but I'm just going with what you told me. So this is what I'd like to pay myself, an acquisition fee of 3%. These are the numbers that I just showed you in the scenarios with a 10% vacancy. And
and then it'll be split with the investors will get a 5% preferred rate of return, and then 50% equity with an asset management fee going to me, as well as a transaction fee at the time of sale. So anyway, we're at 10% right now. So need to be a little lower. So now we're at 12.78, and like I said, for this to work, I need to be at 12%, so we can go maybe a little higher. 12.33%. Okay, so basically that's how I'm coming up with the offer price of 1.185, which is quite a bit lower than you're asking, but based on that underwriting change that I talked about the vacancy, and that puts us at an 8.9 cap, and you were advertising 8.3. So that's what I'm seeing, and that's how I'm coming up with that. So if you guys are interested, let me know if that's an acceptable price so that we can move forward. All right, thanks a lot.
So this stuff actually works, because the broker I sent this to, he wrote me back an email. He goes, "This is brilliant. It reminds me of the Khan Academy videos, which I often watch," which I actually know what those are because my kids homeschool and they've actually done the Khan Academy. It's normally math. Anyway, I digress. Reminds me of the Khan Academy videos. He says, "I'll have to use this going forward. I'm going to forward this to my clients, and we can jump on a call together to discuss, and I should have some feedback for you by tomorrow, hopefully." That's what he says. That's exactly what I wanted. And he can share this now with a seller to help the seller understand what the prospective buyer is saying. So this is the other thing he wrote in an email. "We have other offers," he says, "coming on this property. My clients were pleased with your presentation and the details in your offer. We anticipate a level of savviness engaging you as a buyer as opposed to the others whom we are in the process of vetting." Now, back in the day, I did not have a deal at the time. This was back along 2007. So this stuff works, guys. It really, really does. This is critical. You can effectively communicate with your broker. You want to build rapport, and a great way to do that is provide timely feedback and possibly consider, for your consideration, communicate via video. If you do that, you're going to build a rapport so that they will eventually share with you off-market deals, the secret to getting deals done. Hope you enjoyed that. Before you go, I have a free download for you. Super cool, super useful. Grab it right now. Subscribe to my channel because we put videos out once a week. Do that right now. And there's another video for you.